or 3 days ago, I told y'all when y'all saw that weird looking couple who looked like females getting mad because some straight but also gay man at a gay bar who was also the bartender was calling them she's when they were they, thems, and zeezers and all this shit. I told y'all, all you gotta do is introduce yourself, say who you are, and guess what? They did, but the problem is this. At that point, it's up to the person. Either they gonna go with it or they not. And the gay but somehow also straight man didn't go for it. And what's weird is that if we take it outside of the realm of people just mingling and running into strangers, you have some individuals who work in jobs who go by specific pronouns and they want to be called those specific pronouns. And guess what? Again, some people, they're gonna go for it. Some people not gonna go for it. But if you reach a point where you word something like you have a problem to the point where you're not going to listen to your higher authority, you are not brave, you are not courageous, you are a narcissist.
Two things to know. I'm non-binary, I go by they, them, and I work in a store that is pretty much all women. So whenever they're like addressing us or when they're talking, they're always like, hey ladies. So I've taken it upon myself as someone that is non-binary to use this to not listen. And whenever anyone addresses a group as ladies, I am not included. So when they say, hey ladies, let's like stop talking, or hey ladies, let's like get to work, I will do none of it because you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. So I will not listen to anything that is said when it is started with, hey ladies. I'm a they'dy, not a lady, a they'dy.
Hey, you don't want to work? You're fired. And you even self-snitch on yourself. You say you work with a group of mainly ladies, women, you know, the she-hers. So when a manager comes in or a supervisor comes in, they're not thinking, all right, we got to make sure somebody feels like they're special and important today. They're thinking, let's get these employees to work. And they're going to look at all of y'all and say, hey, everybody, hey, ladies, hey, all you shits, get to work. And you think you so brave and courageous by not doing anything? Guess what? You're gonna lose income because, and maybe the first time it's a little bit cute. Maybe the second time, yeah, all right, it's getting a little bit annoying. But after a few times, ain't nobody gonna go for that shit, and they gonna fire your ass, and you're not gonna have a job. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna sit there and you're gonna cry and be like, I can't believe I got fired for just wanting my self-respect in this world. It's cool that you want respect. I'm not mad at you for wanting that respect, but you gotta pick your battles because sometimes you might look brave. Majority of the time, some of y'all look like narcissists. It is a shame that y'all can't just be confident in yourselves and that you must seek validation from a bunch of people who don't care. I'm sorry. That's the most drastic hot take I got. A lot of people off the internet don't care. They're gonna think based on how you look. Either you're a man or a woman.
I have a question for the Alphabet Mafia. If you're not a member of the LGBTQIA community and you're somehow straight and found me, 1, how? And 2, just keep scrolling. So I am apogender. My pronouns are he, they. And as you can tell, I am mask presenting. So my question is this. I always get he. I almost never get the they. Because I'm mask presenting and I do appear more masculine, does that just negate the they? I understand that he is my main pronoun, but sometimes it's nice to, you know, hear the they portion of the pronoun. That just never happens because I appear more masculine. So I just don't know if people think it just negates the fact that the they part is there just because I'm built like a bear.
And maybe you could take all that animosity and anger or knowledge you got and say, I'm actually not. I do this and this is how I live my life. And for the third fucking time, people are either gonna go with it or they're not. And if you feel like the world is so filled with bigots, go find your people, go work in their shops. They got gay bars, they got lesbian bars, even though for some reason they're not lesbian enough. And sometimes they get boycotted for not being lesbian enough.
Ongoing issues with Doc Marie's, the new lesbian bar that just opened in Portland. And so I'm here to give it to you. I already made a short video about this, but after some more research as well as some helpful comments, thank you, I was able to piece together a little bit more what happened, and I'm going to share it with you all. So the employees of Doc Marie's have made a workers collective, and they have put out several statements on Instagram, the Instagram that this comment is referencing. And so I'm just going to transmit that information to TikTok. I encourage you all to go check out their Instagram and read it for yourself. But here's what Doc Marie's has been accused of doing. So there are a significant number of concerns this workers collective has made. In a nutshell, just repeated unprofessional and unsafe behavior that has put the physical safety of workers and customers at risk, payroll systems that are not paying people correctly, discrepancies in salaries, dirty water leaking onto the floor, and the owner enabling racist behavior. So the real reason why Doc Marie's is closed is because when the workers brought these concerns to the ownership the next day after opening day, the ownership did not meet the concerns with any sort of plan of action, and the unsatisfactory response caused the managers to quit their jobs immediately. The Workers Collective goes on to assure us that protecting Black and Brown LGBTQ plus folks in building an actively anti-racist space is their top priority, that they are committed to ongoing racial bias training and will continue to educate ourselves in order to actively foster a safe environment while upholding a zero policy towards racism. Again, there's way more details on Instagram, so I encourage everyone to check them out on Instagram and read it for yourself. Personally, I had close friends and community members who I saw openly ask the ownership of Doc Marie's what they were doing to be proactive about the safety, the health and safety of QT BIPOC people in particular, and their questions were met with silence and never addressed. There was also this piece of art on the wall, which is not inherently damning, but kind of sad. And I'm not pointing all of this out to just be a hater. I, like every other Sapphic in Portland, yearn for a lesbian bar that actually meets the community's needs and centers Black and Brown people and centers trans people and centers the health and safety of disabled folks. I yearn for that. I want that so bad. And so I think I am willing to be critical, and I hope the whole entire community is willing to be critical of this space to make it exactly what we want and need, and not some bullshit white supremacist institute.
You can find your people and live amongst them. You don't have to constantly seek out the negatives and complain about the negatives and complain about how people are being bigots to you. You can exist in your weird little fantasy world where everything you are excited for and you are happy about, it's there. Go find it. I hope you do, because outside of your fantasies in the real world, you're gonna run into some people who don't agree with you, who don't think like you, who think actually opposite of you, and some people might antagonize you for it, and some people just won't care because it ain't that serious to them, because it ain't their damn life. I hope anybody who does the pronoun thing of she, her, and they really want that identified within them past a certain point, I really hope y'all not risking employment so that you could be fully respected and identified, because sometimes it ain't that worth it, and many times you'll look like a dumbass fighting for nothing while everybody else is just wanting to do their job. And so, with all that being said, I have a question for everybody watching this video. Just a simple question that I would love to know what you think in the comment section down below.
So if I was hiring and I saw pronouns, here's what I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume you're obviously very liberal. So I'm gonna assume you're one of those people that is super far left. Hey, I'm gonna assume you're not a very hard worker. You are either a female or you're a probably not straight guy. So everything in the office is gonna have to cater to you, your feelings, your needs, and your emotions. So everyone around you is not gonna be able to be themselves and walk on eggshells. Why would anyone want someone like you unless everyone's like you in a work environment? You're going to be the laziest person. You're going to be the most entitled, complain the most, and I think you're going to be the first to sue. So shocker that pronouns weren't helping you guys. Sorry, is there anything I missed there?
Are you going to fire somebody over some stupidity of not working when you ask your employee to work? I didn't bring up anything about their pronouns. I'm asking you, are you going to fire somebody if you tell them to do something and they don't do it because they have a little bit of narcissism left in them? I would love to know what you all think in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.